Let's have a quality start. Bo Bichette, he looks pretty good in Mets colors, doesn't he? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm in the tank top there, too, I guess. I mean, the Mets top free agent. Show off the guns there, Bo. Hey, he's the Mets top free agent acquisition. He's in camp early, working on his game, trying to get acclimated to his new club. Bichette is excited for his first season in New York.
Meeting a lot of new people, trying to figure out a new routine, but, I mean, it's honestly really exciting. It almost feels like my first season again.
What do you think about the way it would line up with potentially Lindor, Soto, Bichette at the top of the order?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of really good players on this team, and I think you could line it up anyway, but I've hit almost everywhere in my career, so I'm prepared for whatever.
All right, aside from the biceps, how will Bo Bichette make the Mets better?
I was like, dang, only on one out today, but, watch out. He's going to make them way better. I am so excited that Bo Bichette is in this lineup for a couple of different reasons. I want to focus, obviously, offensively. This is his spray chart. I wanted to show this to you guys because you can see the split is almost even. This is all his hits from last year. He is putting the ball in play where it matters. He is a team-first guy. He led the Blue Jays in RBI on a team with Vlad Guerrero Jr. and George Springer. It was Bo Bichette because what Bo does so well is he pokes and he plays, right? He puts it in play, hits behind the runner, he hits a sacrifice fly. He is so smart, as he said. He's batted everywhere in the lineup, but this is a guy on a team that went to the World Series who is willing to do anything for his team, and he doesn't need to hit the home runs. He doesn't need to slug. He needs to put the ball in play and move the guy over, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to love this. Juan Soto is going to come home so many times, and you are going to be tooting your horn. You're going to be so happy about that. And Bo is going to be the one who's bringing him in.
The thing, I love that spray chart, by the way, and seeing how balanced he is as a hitter. And the one thing about Bo that I love the most is when you look at Bo Bichette against fastballs, breaking balls, and off-speed pitches, he's the only guy in baseball that has a 300 average or better in all three of those categories. Aaron Judge, fastballs, great. Pete Alonso, pretty good at hitting the fastball, but they lack in the other two categories. Bo can hit all three, and so when there are guys on base, when Juan Soto is trying to come in and the opposing manager goes to get a righty who's going to throw this or that, Bo's ready for all that. And that's what I love, that it might not be better than Pete hitting all those home runs. It'll be different, but different in a good way, the type of fight he's going to put up in that lineup.
All right, well, Emmanuel, speaking of Pete and all those home runs, that's obviously going to be an absent thing in this Mets lineup, top of the order. Which lineup do you like better, this year with Bo or last year with Pete?
I like this year better, and I don't think it's necessarily going to be absent just because Pete Alonso is gone. Now, Bo Bichette gets a lot of love for reasons that have nothing to do with power. He puts the ball in play. He's a 300 hitter in a league where there's seemingly no 300 hitters anymore. But you look at his last 4 full seasons. While Bo Bichette's not trying to hit home runs, he averages 23 home runs a year. I don't overlook that. 23 home runs a year in a lineup where Jorge Polanco, he's had injury troubles in recent seasons, but you look at his 162-game averages, it's a near 30-homer hitter every single season. So in the aggregate, the Mets are right there where they were power-wise. You're not getting 40, 45 out of Pete Alonso, but you get 25 out of Lindor, 35 out of Soto, 25 from Bichette and Polanco. Mets are going to be a power-hitting team. It may get overlooked because Bichette is a guy you want up second and third, one out, and he'll knock a base hit to right center field. But Bo Bichette's going to run into some home runs just like he did in the most important game of the season, Game 7 of the World Series.
And his dad, Dante, kind of instilled in him an insane hunger to hit with men in scoring position, to drive in those runs. Emmanuel pointed it out really great. Nobody's hitting over 300 anymore, and nobody, I hate to say this, analytics-wise, nobody cares about RBIs anymore. They just think you're a good hitter, and you're going to drive those runs in anyway. But when you get down to it, there are only a few guys that are really good at things like this. Bo Bichette is one of them. I think he'll hit a lot of home runs, surprise more people, but he's going to dump one in the gap. He's going to put one down the line. It's not just hitting 23 home runs and hitting 210.
Right.
He's a complete hitter.
Yeah, and I think even with Alonso and the gaudy power numbers that he would put up, we watch it on a daily basis, and you see a lot of empty bats at times. Not that he wasn't clutch, but too many empty at bats, and it wasn't just him. That, to me, will be a theme that will be changed with this Mets lineup that's deeper 1 through 9. Hey, for more on Bo Bichette and his transition to third base, let's go down to Port St. Lucie and check in with Steve Gelbs.
Well, listen, we all know Bo Bichette can hit, and we saw that in a fun way on Thursday. First live BP against new Mets ace Freddie Peralta, took him deep to the opposite field. But the big question, the big storyline this spring with Bichette is going to be on the defensive side. How does that transition from shortstop to third base go. And to that end, we saw a lot of hands-on work on Thursday with Kai Correa, the new Mets bench coach and defensive guru, and Mets manager Carlos Mendoza. And they were talking with Bichette a lot about the mental side of that transition. At third base, ball gets on you a lot quicker, but you also have more time to throw over to first base. You can slow things down on the throw. On the flip side, when you're trying to turn two, you got to make that turn a little bit quicker because the ball has to travel just a few feet further. So those are the types of things that they're discussing with Bo Bichette early on. Now, Bichette was asked on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable is he right now at third base playing in a game? He said it's impossible to put a number on it. I have to get into live action first, but he is definitely excited about the opportunity here to make this transition to third base.